the famous rabbis of yesteryear. Now we are going into, let's say, back into the Greece territory today, where we're going to speak about here inside this class over here about the great famous Rabbi Yitzchak Aderby Z'tl. Now he was a rabbi during the 1500s time periods. Remember, we've spoken about various great rabbanim from that specific era itself. We're trying to actually, in this series now, to concentrate on more of the rabbis from yesteryear. I believe his Hilula is on Zayin Iyar, the 7th of Iyar, respectively. Now, let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous rabbi's life. Now, there's different opinions on the exact year he was born in. I do see over here that it was around the year 1510. Another opinion actually writes over here, actually on Wikipedia, to be precise, 1520. And there's varying opinions when he passed away, but it's written over here around the year 1584, I believe, which naturally was the 7th of Iyar to sources I've got over here. He became a famous Posek Halacha, a Rosh Yeshiva, I think among the great rabbis of the area of Salonika in Greece, respectively, a place we've spoken about on various occasions before. And remember, at that point in time, especially Greece during the 16th century, 17th century, respectively, it was like a bastion area within regards to Torah learnings. And I think he would actually represent the rabbis in various different parts of the Ottoman Empire, respectively. So born in Saloniki, he came from great rabbinic auspices. His father was a famous Rabbi Shmuel Aderby. And while he was young, he would study with famous Rabbi Shmuel di Medina. That was, I think, one of the great rabbis among his, let's say, the Chobora at that point in time. He himself happened to be a famous sage in Saloniki in Greece, and was, I think, had the famous responsible psalm of Tehillim in itself, and various different things. And he would learn under the famous Rabbi Yosef Tait Akazak. He happened to be, I think, one of the leaders, let's say, of the Sephardic diaspora in the 16th century, which was under Ottoman Empire at that point in time. He was a general in Greece and was admired, let's just say, by the greats of the generation, respectively. And so he would become his distinguished student. And while he was in his youth, he was appointed a rabbi in the Lisbon community, and which was a very prestigious position, let's just say, come what the year 1549. At that stage in time, depending on the time period he was born in, around then, he was appointed, I think, the rabbi of another community called the Shalom Kehila. That was, I think, that would be a position he would take on, I believe, until the time period he passed away. So it would have been a significant period. He was considered one of the greatest poskim during the 16th century, and various different halachic Torah law questions were sent to him from all over the areas, especially from the Balkans area, respectively. He was very close, as I said before, to Rav Shmuel di Medina, and he was obviously also one of the most important poskim of that point in time. And I think that, yes, there were two courts, I think, at that point in time in Salonika, respectively, and they very much had they had respected each other, albeit sometimes there would be disagreements, but there was a lot of exchange, and there was various different responses that were collected. I think in his book, he would have a book published with regards to his responsa, which we have to point out. I think it was called the Divrei Ribot, if I'm not mistaken, and that was printed also in Saloniki, I think 5 years after he passed away. And I believe, obviously, it was very well read at that point in time. It went progressed into various different editions later on. Various of his sermons were written, let's just say, and were published under the title Divrei Shalom, I believe, and would also get good reprint afterwards. Then, according to some people, they say that Rav Aderby was a Kabbalist, also well versed in Kabbalah in of itself, and he had a great history with regards to Salonika Jews. It's reported over, and but however, other people would give other opinions with regards to his history, the various different historians, respectively. So it's his Hilula over here. Let's explore with regards to his book, the Divrei Rivot. Also, it also consisted apparently of 430 responsa, to be precise, which was on various different discussions on halachic problems, especially from the Talmud, respectively, and its commentaries. In Saloniki, it was printed in 1581, it's Venice 1587, and in Sudikov in 1833. Now, Divrei Shalom, words of peace, contained 30 sermons, respectively, on connected to various occasions, as, let's say, homiletic commentaries on the weekly lessons of the 5 books of the Torah in itself. And these sermons, I think, reproduces, let's just say, various observations made by his teacher of Taitazak, the great rabbi. A second edition, I believe, was printed by Rabbi Eliezer ben Shabtai, if I'm not mistaken. I think he would add, respectively, an index of biblical passages, which was dealt with various different notes, that was printed in Venice, I think around the time period of 1586, 1587. So very interesting. He's reported over to have been his Hilula. I'm not too sure of the exact dates of when he was born or when he was when he passed away. Please, if someone knows more clarity on it, they're given different dates over here. I'm actually using the Wikipedia website at the moment, and they say he was buried actually in Yavan, respectively. So that's what's also reported over. So please don't forget to light candles in his memory. Friends, we're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of this year. Now, if you descend from any of the great Chachamim, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe now. And if you feel anyone is interested in watching these videos, share these videos to other people also. Wishing you all well and take care.